Jennifer Peters had always been a quiet observer of life, born into a wealthy Abuja family. Her father is the owner of the biggest company in Abuja. Jennifer was indeed living in pure wealth, to the extent that she doesn't know what being poor means. She had lavish birthday parties and her closets filled with designer clothes. Yet, with all these wealth and comforts, she still feels emptiness. She felt her parents, despite providing everything she could ever need materially, were emotionally unavailable for her, especially the times when she needed them. Her father, Mr. Peter, a high-powered lawyer and the owner of the biggest company in Abuja, was always busy with business and buried in court cases, while her mother was always busy with endless charity events and spa appointments. Jennifer often ate dinner alone at their big dining table. This always makes her sad. Aside this, she got everything she wanted in life. Her nanny occasionally will offer her some kind but hollow reassurances. Your parents are always busy, my dear. If they don't work, you won't get this luxurious life you are living, the nanny said. But Jennifer is still not convinced. She yearns for her parents' presence. She wanted to get emotional love from her parents, but she's not getting it. She was so sad and angry when her parents decided to transfer her to all-girls grammar school, a boarding school. They presented it as an opportunity for them to focus well in their business and ambition, while the school takes care of their only daughter. Jennifer was the shadayest person on earth when she learnt that she is being transferred to a boarding school. That means, this time, she will be seeing her parents once in a while. She thought and cried when she was alone in the room. Without wasting time, she was to resume school on Monday. So on Sunday, her parent helped her to arrange her things, so that they can drop her at the school. Throughout the whole time, she was busy crying and her mother was consoling her, telling her to be a woman, that women do cry. She even went as far as promising that she will be visiting every Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Jennifer was a bit relieved. And with that, they succeeded in dropping her off in the school. When they got to the school, the father handed him to the school principal and dropped bundles of naira note on the principal's table. The principal was surprised and smiled. "Don't worry, sir. I will personally take care of your daughter," the principal said, smiling. "Let no fly hurt my daughter," Mr. Peter said. And with that, he left, after having some private talks with his daughter. He ended up telling her to be a good girl. And he drove off. The principal took Jennifer to her hostel. The institution was a world of its own. It was a bit different from the outside world. Their law is that every student should be neatly dressed. The dormitory was less welcoming. The moment Jennifer walked in, her roommates barely glanced at her, as they continued their animated discussion about boys, makeup, and school gossip. "A man is first," they all agreed. Few weeks of Jennifer's stay in the boarding school was hell for her. This is a new life, a life she never experienced. She attended classes, ate meals alone, and explored the campus during her free time. She was lonely, but the loneliness was familiar because she has been lonely all her life. Few times she always stands at the school gate to check if her mother is coming. But she never sees her. One afternoon, she found peace in her sketchbook, seated on a bench near the basketball court. She was lost in the line. She was drawing, when a voice interrupted her thoughts. "That's really good," someone said. Jennifer looked up to see a girl of about her age. Her dark skin glowing in the sunlight, her long black hair was pulled back into a ponytail and her brown eyes were filled with warmth. "Thanks," Jennifer said, while she softly closed her sketchbook. "I am Benny," the girl said, sitting beside her. "You're new here, right?" Benny asked. "Yes," Jennifer responded, unsure of what to say. Benny smiled. "You've been pretty quiet, so I just decided to come and say hi to you." It was a small act, but it felt like God has finally decided to remove Jennifer from the life of loneliness. Jennifer was so shocked but happy at the same time. She doesn't know how to express her joy. "Wait, you mean you just want to talk to me?" Jennifer asked with a smile filled with emotions. "Yes. Or is there anything bad about that?" Benny asked. No, it's just that nobody has ever been interested to be with me," Jennifer replied. "Don't worry, I'm here for you," Benny said as she hugged her. Immediately they both became bests of friends. Benny was now uninterested in the friendship she used to have before. She now finds perfect friendship with Jennifer. She spent more and more time with Jennifer, walking her to class, sharing snacks during breaks and pulling her into conversations that ranged from her personal life experience to the ones she was told. For the first time in years, Jennifer felt happy. She found herself opening up to Benny in ways she hadn't done with anyone else. She talked about her parents, how her parents ignored her to focus on their business, her love for art, and her struggles to feel like she belonged in the school. Benny listened without judgment, her gaze steady and reassuring. One evening, as they sat under a tree near the dormitory, Benny asked, "Why do you draw so much?" It's the only way I can express myself." Jennifer replied. "I don't know how to say things out, I don't have anyone to listen to me. So sad though." She added. "Wow, that's nice." Benny replied thoughtfully, not knowing the exact thing to say. "You drawing says a lot, though. They're beautiful." She added. Jennifer was filled with smiles. She stares at Benny happily. This is the first time in her life someone is praising her art. She now feels so safe with Benny, as though her vulnerability are not weaknesses. But truths be told, it wasn't weakness, because both of them shares things together like twins. Their bond deepened with each passing day. They study together, exchange secrets and laughed late into the night. For Jennifer, Benny became more than a friend. She was a lifetime partner. One afternoon during one of their studies sessions in the library, Jennifer noticed Benny staring at her. "What is it?" Jennifer asked with her heart skipping a beat. Benny smiled. "You have the most beautiful smile," she said softly. Jennifer looked down, unsure of how to respond. This is the first time she was hearing that. Before she could say anything, Benny leaned over and kissed her. It was soft and gentle. Jennifer froze, her heart pounding in her chest. "I'm sorry," Benny said, quickly pulling back. "I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable." Jennifer didn't know what to say. She had never thought about being with a girl before, and the kiss left her confused and uncertain. The next few days were tense. Jennifer avoided Benny. Not because she was angry, but because she didn't know how to process what had happened yet. Despite her confusion, she couldn't stop thinking about the kiss, the warmth of it, its softness, and above all, how good she felt. Many days passed with Benny. She eventually realized she missed her. Her absence says a lot, as she was back to her lonely mood. She really misses Benny. Her laughter, her teasing comments, her steady presence left. One day, as Jennifer stood alone by the lake on the edge of the school ground, Benny appeared without saying a word. She sat beside Jennifer, her expression uncharacteristically serious. "I can't hide how I feel anymore," Benny said finally, her voice trembling. Jennifer turned to her, unsure of what to say to her. Before she could respond, Benny leaned in and kissed her again. This time, nothing pulled away the spark. Jennifer was amazed. What she felt was undeniable, a good connection. This new act strengthened and deepened their relationship. They spent hours talking about their dreams, their fears, and their futures. Jennifer discovered a true happiness. She had never known a sense of belonging that filled so much happiness. This was her first time, but the fear of being discovered loomed over them. All-girls grammar school, despite its modern appearance, was focused in traditional values. The thought of what their peers, or worse, the school administration, would think of them, kept them on the edge. Despite the risks, Jennifer and Benny couldn't stay away from each other. Their love became a source of strength for them. Benny told Jennifer that she was the first person to give her confidence. Jennifer was surprised, because she never knew she had one. One good evening, as they lay on the grass under the stars, Jennifer whispered, "What if we get caught?" Benny reached for her hand, squeezing it gently. "We will deal with it together. Whatever happens, I'm not letting go of you," she said. Jennifer and Benny's relationship continued peacefully, but the world is not yet ready to accept them. One day, a fellow student spotted them holding hands in a private corner of the campus. Within hours, the rumors spread like wildfire. The school summoned Jennifer and Benny to the evict principal's office. Facing the stern gaze of the headmistress, Jennifer's heart beat so fast. This behavior is unacceptable," the headmistress said with her voice cold. The vice principal was expecting Benny to apologize, or try to explain, but Benny surprised her. "We're not ashamed," Benny said, firmly. "We care about each other, and that's not wrong." Jennifer looked at Benny, her eyes wide, with both admiration and fear. Benny's courage was unwavering, even in the face of authority. But the vice principal was angry. She gave them a harsh punishment. They were separated and forbidden from speaking to, or seeing each other for the rest of the term. Jennifer spent her days in misery, longing for Benny's presence. Yet despite the obstacles, their love endured. They found ways to communicate in secret. Passing notes, meeting in hidden corners when no one was watching. As the term ended, Jennifer reflected on everything that had happened. Despite the challenges, she felt stronger and braver. Benny had shown her what it meant to love, and be loved, to stand tall. Even when the world seemed to be against you. But the truth is that, their future was uncertain. But, Jennifer knew one thing for sure. She wouldn't trade her time with Benny for anything. The holidays arrived quicker than Jennifer anticipated, and she was sad when she knew she was returning home. While most students packed their bags with excitement, Jennifer sat down, looking all moody, picking up her clothes one by one. Benny's separation in school had been painful, and now without her at home, Jennifer felt the familiar loneliness creeping back into her. Her parents were already waiting for her. When she returned, her father gave a friendly quick nod. "Welcome, my baby girl," he said. Jennifer greeted him as she continued walking upstairs. Her mother greeted her with a French kiss before returning to a phone call. Jennifer walked to her room and jumped into her bed, wondering how she will survive the weeks in suffocating silence of her house. A week into the break, the inevitable happened. Her mother found the stack of hidden letters Jennifer had exchanged with Benny in school. It was found in her sketchbook. Jennifer had been careless, using the quietness of the house to reread the letters and feel closer to Benny. "What is this?" her mothers asked furiously, holding the letters, like evidence of a crime. Jennifer froze, her heart racing. "It's nothing," she stammered, though she knew it was too late. Her mother's face twisted in anger and confusion. "This is not nothing. Is that what you are trying to tell me? You're having a secret affair with a girl? Is this what you've been hiding from me?" Before Jennifer could answer her mother, she has stormed out shouting for the whereabouts of her father. Within minutes, both parents were standing in Jennifer's room, their eyes burning with disbelief. "What is going on here, Jennifer?" her father demanded, his voice stern with tears. "Is this what I sent you to do in school?" he asked. Jennifer, looking confident, replied, "Well, the only conversation you had with me is that I should be a good girl. Go and ask. I am a good girl, and moreover am just in love with Benny." The room fell silent for a moment before her father exploded. "This is unacceptable. Do you understand what this means? How this reflects on our family?" Jennifer's mother was holding her chest in disbelief, as Jennifer's words had physically struck her. "This is a temptation," she said, pacing the room. "You're confused. This isn't who you are." Tears rolled down Jennifer's eyes. "It's not a temptation. I love her. She makes me happy. When my parents and everyone in the world neglected me and left me lonely, she was there for me. She helped me find my happiness," she replied them. Her father shook his head. "This is disgraceful. You're throwing away your future, Jennifer, your reputation, our name. It'll be ruined." Jennifer smiled. "It doesn't matter, Dad. You and Mom has always cared about your businesses and appearance to the world more than my happiness. You don't care if I'm happy or not. You don't even know when I'm happy or sad. Thank you for this painful, wealthy life you both gave to me," she said, crying. At this moment, the whole room was quiet. Her mother was shocked and ashamed at the same time. Across the town, Benny faced her own battle. Unlike Jennifer, who is from an affluent family, Benny's parents were middle class and deeply religious. Her mother is a teacher and her father is a mechanic. They had raised Benny in a home filled with love but strict moral codes. Benny knew the risks of being discovered, but refused to live in fear. She decided to tell her parents herself, hoping they might understand. One evening, As they sat in the living room, Benny took a deep breath and called his parents. "Mom, Dad, there's something I need to tell you," she said. Her parents exchanged glances before her mother spoke. "What is it, Benny?" she asked. I'm in love with someone," she began. "Well, it's not bad to be in love, it's only bad because you are too young for that," her mother responded. Benny continued with a straight face. "Her name is Jennifer." The room went silent immediately. Her father dropped down his newspaper and her mother's eyes widened in disbelief. "What did you just say?" her mother asked with her voice rising. "Yes," Benny said firmly. "I love her." Her father's face darkened. "This isn't love, Benny. This is very wrong. It's the way of the devil to destroy the children of God. We raised you better than this," the father said. "Dad, I don't think it's wrong. Because I didn't choose this. It's just how I feel," she replied. Her mother covered her face with her hands, tears streaming down her cheeks. "This is not how we raised you. You're going to destroy your life," the mother said. Benny felt how disappointed her parents was, but she refused to back down. "I'm still me. I'm still your daughter that hasn't changed." Her father stood up abruptly. "This conversation is over. You will stop seeing her." "Benny, do you hear me?" the father asked in anger. Benny didn't respond. She knew there was no way she can convince them. The news spread like wildfire between the families. Jennifer's parents, furious and embarrassed, insisted on meeting Benny's family to fix this mess. Despite Jennifer's protests, they set up a meeting at Benny's house. When Jennifer and her parents arrived, the tension was hot. Benny's father greeted them coldly while the mothers barely met their eyes. Benny was standing in the corner of the house looking defiant but nervous. "This situation is unacceptable," Jennifer's father began in his tone harsh. "Your daughter has clearly influenced my only daughter inappropriately. We need to put an end to this," he said. Benny's father repeated influenced. "What do you mean by my daughter influenced yours? My daughter isn't some of those arrogant and devilish children. I raised her in a godly manner. Maybe your child is the one leading her astray." Jennifer and Benny exchanged glances, their bond unshaken despite the people around them. The conversation switched into a heated argument. Both sets of parents blaming each other. Finally, Benny interrupted. "Enough," she said, her voice sounding strong. "You don't get to decide how we feel. We're not hurting anyone. We just want to be happy." Her words hung in the air, silencing the room. Jennifer's mother shook her head. "This isn't about happiness, it's about what's right. It's about doing things the way God proposed it to be. And who told you God is against this?" Jennifer asked quietly, finding her voice. "The society. I've spent my whole life trying to find happiness. I have done so many things to make you two bond with me, and you were never there. I have longed to be emotionally attached to you people so that I can tell you things. Were you people there to listen to me? This is the first time I felt like I belong, the only first I can speak out about how I feel to someone. Why can't you see that?" Jennifer asked in tears. Her parents didn't have an answer. The meeting ended without resolution. Both families retreated to their places, uncertain of what to do. But Jennifer and Benny knew they couldn't give up. They began meeting in secret again, using their limited freedom to hold on to what they had. Jennifer started standing up to her parents, refusing to let their judgment dictate her life. Benny too found strength in her love for Jennifer, and was refusing to hide who she was. One evening as they sat in a quiet park, Jennifer said, "What if we leave her and travel to somewhere else and start all over?" Benny smiled. "Wonderful idea, maybe one day, but for now we fight for the right to love who we want." Their journey was far from over, but together, they faced the challenges ahead with courage. Their love, though tested, had only grown stronger.